Happy Mental Health Awareness Month, Be Safe Family. This month, we recognize those who cope with mental health issues and illness by fighting the stigma, providing support, and educating those around us about mental health. I know sometimes we are focused on saving everyone else and we do not make time to save ourselves. There are 38 days left of school, and let's work together to protect our mental health and not burn out. So, we're going to go over what teacher burnout is and how to avoid it. Before that, I wanted to take a look at this meme because I think it exactly depicts what we're all going through. So, teacher burnout is when everything is on fire around you, but you're just standing there like, oh, it's fine. However, you're just kind of staring into space, you're disengaged, you're just mentally not there. The textual definition of teacher burnout is the psychological condition that leads to exhaustion, depersonalization, and decreased teacher achievement and self worth. Burnout is the reaction to chronic stress. Signs of teacher burnout you may or may not have experienced are, but are not limited to, physical and mental exhaustion, sleep issues and fatigue, self doubt or a lack of motivation, increased or decreased appetite or weight, lack of motivation or drive, feelings of ineffectiveness, anxiety, even at high functioning levels, existential dread or anxiety, cynicism and negativity about the job, irritability and emotional liability, depersonalization. So, this is not seeing humanity in the students, families, or even your colleagues. I know we just spoke about the symptoms of teacher burnout. However, the root causes can be, but are not limited to, poor school funding, an emphasis on teacher outcomes related to standardized testing, dealing with difficult parents, difficult pupils and classroom management issues, financial stress, feeling underappreciated or undervalued, lack of autonomy, shifting expectations, unpredictable schedules, and lack of respect for the profession. We just went over the what, the why, and the how you can be experiencing teacher burnout. However, we want to check in and not burn out. So, here are some ways to prevent teacher burnout. Make mindfulness a daily practice within your routine. Cultivating mindfulness is a practice that encourages people to engage in regular mental health check ins. This can help limit symptomology of teacher burnout. It allows teachers to acknowledge their inner experience before they're overwhelmed by it. During overscheduled school days and over-enrolled classrooms, it can be especially difficult for teachers to have a moment to consider their own needs. However, take quick mental inventories is a step in the right direction. The next way to check in is one of my favorites: exercise or physical activity. Paying attention to one's physical well being and creating a physical outlet for stress is imperative to alleviate teacher burnout. Whether it's a brisk walk or a weight room workout before or after work, physical movement through exercise removes stress from the body. Teachers can incorporate this into their daily routines, allowing desk breaks for stretching or yoga. Another way to prevent teacher burnout is creating a community. Socializing with others allows you to explore other parts of your identity or to commiserate with people who get it. Having both an in group and an out group is super important. The in group is people like other teachers. The out group would be people that have nothing to do with the profession. For example, I know all of my friends are basically within education. However, I do have a select few who are not, who get my mind off of things at work. This can help you create networks and develop other parts of your identity. Build your network and rely on one another during times of stress. Another way to prevent teacher burnout is setting firm internal and external boundaries. It is reasonable to set deadlines for yourself, and adhering to those plans are good. However, do not be imprisoned by a plan. With parents and colleagues, it is important to set boundaries about when and how you should be contacted. Lastly is rest and relaxation. Because of the take home nature of teaching, burnout can easily creep into the home life, especially coming off the heels of COVID, where everything was done within the home. Make a clear separation between work and home by consolidating homework to one space within the house or during a set block of time. Though it may feel like pressure to be productive at all times, take time to answer questions whether the expectation is real or did you create your own restlessness. I also want to hone back in on community. This quote says, "A key to growing as a teacher is to keep company mainly with teachers who uplift you, whose presence inspires you, and whose dedication drives you. You are the company you keep." Our final thoughts on teacher burnout is teacher burnout is often difficult to acknowledge and overcome. However, by paying careful attention to your internal experience, looking for signs of teacher burnout, learning tools to cope with stress, and engaging in self-care, you can embolden yourself to address the systematic issues related to the profession and education. Remember, you are not alone. And in that, here are some resources. Here we have listed the mental health hotline, also some upcoming mental health events, and of course, your friendly mental health team, myself, Mrs. Taylor Robertson, Miss Lambert, the social worker, Miss Williams, and Miss Dozer, Miss Williams Lewis, and Miss Dozer, your friendly school counselors. If you guys have any questions, as always, my door is open. You can always email me, and you guys also have my number.